What is up, my friends? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for checking out the video. If you're new here, I'm John, and this is Road Reality. Yeah, okay, there's enough of that intro thing. Anyway, I wanted to talk about the Hero 10 because it's coming. And what I'm going to do is I am going to lay out all the rumors and leaked specs of this camera. And then I'm going to go into some conjecture on my part. And I'm going to tell you what I think it means for GoPro, because I've been a long-time GoPro customer and fanboy, and I'm in IT. I do software development, so I have a pretty good handle on how this stuff kind of works. So that's a little bit of my bona fides. So let's dig in. WinFuture recently got some leaked packaging materials and pictures of the camera, which I will show here. As you can see, it follows the existing form factor that GoPro has used for the Hero 8, Hero 9, and yeah, pretty much for the 7 as well. But it has blue on it. That's the big difference. And honestly, I am a little bit surprised by that, but really, I mean, a lot of us were expecting a revolutionary design or a deviation from the standard form factor that GoPro's customers are used to, but that is not to be the case here. It looks to be, and I don't have measurements, I don't, but it looks to be the same size and shape as the Hero 8 and 9 before it. Probably the 9, given that it has a screen on the back that resembles the 9 screen, and it has the forward-facing screen on it. So you get to easily frame your shots. That's pretty cool. Oh, what a nice cop. He didn't pull me over. What we can confirm from the packaging and pictures, if it's all to be believed, is that there's an upgrade to the processor and the sensor on the camera. The sensor's been bumped up from 20 to 23 megapixels, which is about a 15% difference, I think. So I expect a higher bit rate from that. What they're doing it for is the resolution and frame rate. So they're bumping up to 5K 60 and 4K 120 and then 2.7 at 240 frames a second. So that's the sensor upgrade. But we also have a processor upgrade. Looks like a GP2 processor. I'll be honest, I don't memorize the name of the processor in the Hero 9, but if I recall, it was not a difference from the Hero 8. So we're finally seeing a processor increase. So those are pretty much all the specs we have. Battery life has not been discussed. Battery size has not been discussed. So the rest of this is theory and conjecture on my part. And here's where my bona fides are going to come in handy. And what I think is going to happen is battery life is going to go up. I think this new processor is going to be a little bit more power efficient, so it won't take as much juice to do the recording. So I think battery life is going to increase about 15 to 20%, give or take, even though the sensor is using or being able to store more data or read more data. I think that's kind of a non-issue. What I really think is the battery life is going to go up, and a lot of people record in 1080 anyway, so I think we're going to see about an hour and 40 minutes of record time on a battery, which would be phenomenal because there have been some issues with recent cameras running on external battery power sources. I was looking on the forums the other day, and there was a lot of guys complaining, hey, there's a deer. There was a lot of guys complaining that the battery life with that the camera was just not reacting well to an external power source. I've never used one, so I don't know. I just buy a bunch of batteries for the camera. Beyond that, I think this new processor is going to be faster and more efficient, both of which will lead to, like I said, the increased battery life, but also it's going to give us more reliability. So what happens is, and as a software developer, I encounter this kind of stuff all the time. When the battery is low, or if the battery is slightly faulty, or the memory card starts to fill up, or any number of variables get out of whack, like temperature or whatever, you can get some really wonky things happening. I recently did a video on the GoPro Hero 9 1.60 firmware upgrade, and since then, occasionally I get a, for lack of better terms, my video has a dual exposure. where the left half is darker than the right half, and I don't know why, and it's only for that recording session. And when I stop recording and restart, it goes back to normal, no problem. So what we're left with is software that is most of the time reliable, but if any of those variables I mentioned, and probably more that I haven't thought of, get any way, shape, or form out of whack, you end up with an unreliable piece of hardware that just doesn't run right. You don't get the recording, you get the dual exposure thing, audio pops. There's a number of issues. Something else that may happen is if GoPro is able to put this fancy sensor in, we may need to buy new SD cards. So remember that, keep that in mind. Right now I use a SanDisk Extreme, and I've had very good luck with them. I think it's the Pro Extreme. I'll do an overlay and put a link in the description if you want to buy them. I've had really good luck with them. But occasionally you do have to reformat the SD card and reset the camera to like factory specs so that it kind of wipes its memory and it starts anew, or it starts from fresh. Boy, it's a little skinny ass road, isn't it? So while not much is truly known about the Hero 10 other than its blue color, and that's assuming that the leaked materials are correct, I really expect more of the same from GoPro. But given the track record of the Hero 8 and Hero 9, which required several revisions to their firmware to become mostly reliable, I'm really hoping that GoPro nails this one out of the box and it just works well. I think that the internal upgrades they've done is enough to accomplish that. Now, if they get their programmers behind them and they get some good code out of them, I think they'll have a winning product on their hands. As for price, that'll be the last thing here, price. The GoPro Hero 9 right now is like $350 with a subscription, $400 without, and I really expect GoPro to announce the 10 at $450, and it'll probably be $400 with a subscription. So those are my conjecture numbers. There's nothing in writing about that yet, but that's my thoughts on the Hero 10. I happen to own an 8, a 9, and a Max, and I love them dearly, even if they have faults occasionally. And question of the day: what action camera do you use, and why did you pick it over the competition? One last thing: GoPro has been getting their lunch eaten by DJI and Osmo, and most importantly, Insta360, which tends to put bigger and better sensors in their cameras and a smaller form factor that might not be as rugged. I don't have any durability data to support that, but those are my thoughts on it. And really, Insta's just selling the crap out of their cameras. So I hope GoPro can amp up their game, get a good product out of the box, and sell 1 million of them, because they've been losing market share, like I said, and they need to gain some of that back. So with that, I'm going to leave you to it. Go peruse the channel. I do a lot of vlogging, DaVinci Resolve tutorials, tech reviews, bike install reviews, that sort of thing. So anyway, if you like this video, leave it a like. Leave me a comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are on the GoPro Hero 10. And I'll see you in the next video. Now, I got to stop saying that. And until next time, remember, you have a 100% track record of making it through a bad day. And do something nice for yourself every day. It doesn't have to be expensive, doesn't have to be time consuming. Just do it. Ta-ta.